after the police published on their official Facebook page that a yellow pickup truck belonging to the United Democratic Party and driven by one Yusufa Jabang of Sukuta was apprehended on 7th April 2021, and evidence of suspected cannabis was found in the vehicle, leading to the arrest of the driver. The Office of the Secretary General and Presidential Candidate for the UDP called a press conference to address the issue. During the press conference, party leader and Secretary General of the United Democratic Party, Dabo, pointed fingers at the police for not conducting an instant search on the vehicle. He therefore called on the security to conduct an unbiased and professional investigation, see themselves as servants serving the people and not any other political party.
Several weeks ago, we took 2 of our vehicles to a mechanic by name Mr. Dabo, so that they could be well serviced. Those that need repairs could be repaired, to put them in a state that is very roadworthy, so that the strains, the stresses, and the rigors of traveling around the country can be withstood by these vehicles. And he, of course, I know personally, and since 1996, I know that he has been also a member of our party, and that is why I thought that he should be one that should be entrusted with the responsibility of taking care of our vehicles and looking after our vehicles. I last communicated with him, I believe, on Tuesday, because I thought the vehicles were out for some time, for quite a long time, and whatever work need to be done should have been completed. And his promise to me was that within the next 2 to 3 days, the vehicles will be delivered to us, overhauled, well-maintained, and repaired. We understand that in the early hours of Saturday, someone who apparently works, I don't know whether it's an apprentice or whatever, in Mr. Dabo's garage, took one of the vehicles. For what purpose, I think he would have to explain. But we understand that he came across a checkpoint and he did not have driving license. And because of that, he got panic and decided to reverse and run away. He did, but his attempts were frustrated. His attempts to escape was aborted, and he was apprehended.
During the press conference, party leader and Secretary General of the United Democratic Party, Dabo, pointed fingers at the police for not conducting an instant search on the vehicle. He therefore called on the security to conduct an unbiased and professional investigation, see themselves as servants serving the people and not any other political party.
At the point of apprehension, there was no search of the vehicle. In fact, he was made to disembark from that vehicle and put in a police vehicle. The vehicle that he was driving, the UDP vehicle, was taken charge of by the police, by the security officers, and they drove it to Bundung police station. My understanding is that at Bundung police station, the gentleman's reaction was that, "You never searched me. I did not have any drugs in that vehicle." And the SO, or the senior officer then present, said, "Well, I think this is one Mr. Banja," said, "You have heard him. Why should you get him disembarked from his vehicle? Why did you not drive with him in his vehicle to the station?" The following day, in fact, when they break, because it was Saturday, a search was conducted on the vehicle. A dog officer in the name of Korta was among people searching, and this officer Banja Lamin Banja, was also present with the person who was driving the vehicle, who had taken away the vehicle. And when they searched, no drugs were found. In fact, I read in the papers today that they said 3 wraps. But our information was that not a single wrap was found on the vehicle. And when conducted further search, and at the back seat, they found 7 seeds of what is suspected to be the cannabis sativa seeds. And the gentleman insisted to say that he did not put it there, and he was innocent. And I contacted Mr. Dabo and said, look, what has happened to our vehicle? And he was in shock because he did not expect anyone to take the vehicle. In fact, it was the key that was used was not the vehicle's own key. It was not the vehicle's own key. We are not claiming innocence on the part of the gentleman, but he has made his position quite clear that no drug was with him. And there was allegation that there was a third person or another person with him in the vehicle, and that person ran away. You know? Now, if that person ran away, I don't know how that could be drug. Could it not be some other thing other than drug? But pointing out this to say, how could he be driving and someone, jumping out of the vehicle when they were pursuing him in a vehicle, virtually bumper to tail? If someone jumped out of the vehicle, one would have expected, with their training, 1 or 2 other officers would also have alighted from their own vehicle and pursue that individual. But none of that has happened. Yeah?
Meanwhile, Dabo said he was told to warn Mamadou Sabally, Yakumba Jaite, Ibrahima Diba, including himself. He was told there is a plot to silence them and have him disqualified as flag bearer of the UDP by planting incriminating.
That about 3 months ago, I had intelligence report or intelligence information that I should advise Mamadou Sabally, Ibrahima Diba, Karafa Sonko, Honorable Saho, Yakumba Jaite, and myself, we should be very careful where we park our vehicles. Even if we take our vehicles to car wash, we must make sure that somebody stays in the vehicle. Because the scheme now is, particularly me, the scheme now is to plant incriminating materials on us. And for Sabally, Diba, Saho, Yakumba to silence them, and me to disqualify me. So I'm not saying, not accusing anyone, but I'm saying that, and I did caution them, I did advise them. In fact, Karafa, that had gone to the extent of identifying where he parks his vehicles, what time he does it, and what Atayavu he goes to. And when he's at Atayavu, where he puts his vehicle. They had gone all that. I got that intelligence report. You know? And say anything, but there are very decent people in this country who do not want innocent people to be tainted with criminality for the sake of pleasing some other interest.
According to him, this is an act done to divert people's attention on the rising state of the living conditions in the country, corruption, lack of security, and the cocaine drug issue.
All these things that is done either on the social media or other medium is just to try to deflate or divert Gambians' attentions from the state of insecurity, how insecure we are in this country. We see what is happening in other places. They want to divert our attention from the rising cost of living and put focus people's mind on this, but they will not succeed. We will continue to talk about the state of security in this country, the rising cost of living, the ineptitude, the incompetence, and the corruption of this government. We will continue to say it.
As it stands, UDP did not take any responsibility of the said issue. Fatou Kamara reporting for the Fatou Network News Review.